We bring in Taj Gibson, NBA player, played for the Knicks, Bulls, Wolves, as I just mentioned. Taj, we appreciate you taking the time to join us today. What have you thought overall of these playoffs so far?
Hey, how you doing? Can't complain. The playoffs been great so far. It's been real physical. The refs been doing, I think, been a phenomenal job of letting guys play. I think that the overall game has been growing. I think it's been good.
Nice. I love to hear that from you, Taj, because you are from Brooklyn, New York, Fort Greene Project. So I know you would love the physicality that's back in the game. That's the NBA that we all grew up watching, and you just have that drama there, man. Let's zero in on the Eastern Conference Finals with the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers. Your former head coach with the Bulls and with the Knicks and with the Minnesota Timberwolves, Tom Thibodeau, they're trying to keep their season alive, and this is your former team in the Knicks. What do you think for this group that they have to take care of to make sure the lights aren't turned off on their season tonight in Indianapolis?
Well, I think first thing, they just got to trust the bench. I think they got a hell of a team. I think Larry and Wright, from guys capable of playing big-time minutes. I think those guys play extremely good defense, and they can even just put the ball in the basket when they need to. Those guys are really crafty, and they both playing around with different guys of those caliber kind of guys. They just bring that toughness. I just love how they come in and they do their job. And those are Thibs kind of guys.
Thibs has played his bench a little bit more than usual these past couple of games. Having played for him, Taj, how does he prepare for a night like tonight where backs are against the walls for his team?
Well, when you think about Thibs, you just think about the culture. Like, he's just a culture guy. Everybody around the whole team, everybody that's played for Thibs knows what kind of culture it is. It's a hard-nosed, do or die, play for one another kind of culture. So if I was in that locker room, I know that guys are just super tight. I know Thibs is keeping the locker room, the whole organization is super tight. I know that everybody understands, even from Leon all the way down, everybody understands it's one goal. The goal is to win tonight. And I already know the speech he's giving them, like, just play hard for one another. That's one thing about Thibs. He gives that kind of like hardcore mentality, like, let's just balls to the wall. Let's just go do it. Let's just prove everybody wrong. And I just know he's just really imprinting that in each and every last one of those guys' heads right now.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Taj. And if they are going balls to the wall, you're thinking about Jalen Brunson starting things off and leading this team as he did in Game 5 back at MSG. One, how impressed have you been with what he's been able to do, not just this season, but as a Knick? Because, again, you're from New York City, from Brooklyn. You understand the pressure that is playing for New York City and representing that Knicks franchise. But then also, too, just the levels that he's been able to ascend to in his time with the Knicks. How impressed have you been with that?
Well, just first thing first, it's a testament to his father, Rick. He brought me into the league. Ever since I've been in the league, he's been on our coaching staff. He's been one of the main guys, even for his son, watching his son come from high school up, just seeing him being around pros. He was just made for it. Each and every step of the way, he was always challenged about his height, about how can he be a point guard, how he's a true point guard. All those times, he just kept weathering the storm. And this is no coincidence right now. You look at how he's performing now, just really putting the team on his back. But his IQ of the game and how he knows how to just dominate when his time comes. Like, the way this game's going to come tonight is going to just start off by how he dictates his game. And he's going to leave his print in this game for sure.
Taj, you played with the Hornets this season. You guys played the Pacers a couple times, and you beat them twice. So clearly for you guys, the Pacers weren't all that difficult, but they've been difficult for other teams in the postseason. What makes that Indiana team so tough?
You got to think about it. I love that team. Shout out to James Johnson. That's my brother, drafted class of '09. But first thing first, you got to think about Siakam. The hard-nosed young player he is. He's been there before, and he understands what it takes. But then you got young guys on the bench that come off and just you never know what they're going to give you. But for sure, you're going to get 110% effort from T.J. McConnell. He's my favorite player in this series. He's that one true point guard that gets back to that mid-range that all true point guards used to always have, and he brings it every night. And it's really going to come down to him. I really, truly believe coming off the bench. And him and Matherin, those two guys, you got to contain those two guys because the Pacers have so much power coming off the bench. People don't really understand that.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Taj. And
shout out to my man Obi Toppin, former Knick, my young boy from Brooklyn. He's really a tough player coming off the bench too. So the Pacers, they're really loaded, man. They have their bench guys are really starters in other teams in this league.
Taj, you've mentioned both benches for the Knicks and the Pacers, and for yourself being an intricate part of the bench for those Bulls teams that made the NBA playoffs, and you played 71 career playoff games in your career so far. If you're on that bench, what are you imagining for yourself that you're telling your teammates, saying, hey, we have to take control of this so that when the starters come out, we're not letting up in terms of the momentum or the lead that we have on the scoreboard? What's that mentality like for that group heading into a potentially closeout game for the Indiana Pacers?
Well, brother, it goes back to just going back to the basics of just preschool, growing up back home in the backyard. It's like facing your older brother or cousin basically your whole life 5 times in a row. Imagine fighting somebody 10 times straight in a row. That's how basically like a 7-game series is for both starters and the bench. Guys on the bench can't wait to get in the game and go against guys on the other bench. That's how the mindset is. Throughout my career, going in, like even when we played Miami Heat early, I knew coming into the bench I had to go against Haslam. So my main objective was Thibs coming at me like, yo, you got to shut Haslam down. You got to do something. So I already know Thibs is in the locker room telling Deuce McBride, you got to go at T.J. McConnell. You got to shut him down tonight. Deuce, I need you to shut him down. You don't do that, we go home. I know he's giving those guys that one-on-one speech one by one because I've been in that locker room. I know it's high stakes. It's what we play for. That's the one thing that's so special about the playoffs right now. The refs are letting us play, and these sequences is so important, and it's a testament to the greater good of our game.
Taj, I'm about to lace him up right now, man. You just got me hyped up to play right now.
Well, I'm
telling you, I know for sure he's in there telling DeLon and he's telling Larry, he's like, yo, when y'all come in the game, when they come in the game, I want you to go after them. Don't look at me. I know how Thibs is going because I know he got that psyche. He's an old school guy. When I talk to him, I always call him the Don. I'm like, what's up, Don? You all right? Because he's so old school, hardcore. He believes in you put everything into the game, what you're going to get out of it. And you see what the Pacers are bringing. They bringing it. So he's already knowing, like, we're going to have to bring our chin game right.
So you mentioned that Thibs is saying you better lock up T.J. McConnell tonight to a couple of his bench guys. I have a bet on T.J. McConnell's overs tonight for his points. So should I be concerned about that bet going into this game?
I don't know. I would have to say because you got to think about that bench firepower coming off of Indiana Pacers. You got T.J. McConnell, you got Matherin, you got Obi Toppin. You got to look at those 3 guys right there alone, and to see how you got to see how the backup big man situation will be. Because Mitchell Robinson for our bench he's gonna come off the bench all start. He's gonna be a tough guy to box out. So you got to look at those different attributes later in the game.
Taj, let's take it to Chicago and just go back to this past season, and we'll get to your time with the Bulls shortly. But I was in the building at the United Center when you were with the Hornets, and obviously you had the entire crowd chanting your name and wanting your head coach to put you into the ball game. And listening to the sound to you post-game, because I was doing the Bulls pre- and post-game with my man Kendall Gill, you know Kendall Gill as well, you were emotional, and it really tugged on the emotions of what you remember during your time with this Bulls team, and then also just the greatness that you created. How special was that moment for you to get that type of love in a city that was brought to you, that was were drafted by the Bulls, and they were showing you so much love?
Man, I still look at the video every day and I tear up because, man, like, this city was just so special to me. It taught me how to be a man. It taught me how to take responsibility for my actions and to grow as a man, as far as just being a better basketball player and just believing in myself. But one thing about our team, we really were inside of the community. We were always hanging out different places. The community really embraced us. That's why when I go back, it's always so fun to go look into the crowd and a lot of the people in the stands, the fans, different people. I have so many different special moments outside of basketball that were awesome. So it's always great because when you try to give your heart and 110%, and you get it back 1,000%, it just makes your whole day, and it just shows that your parents did an awesome job of just trying to make you the best person you can possibly be.
We're talking with Taj Gibson, 18 years in the NBA, played for the Knicks, who play tonight, the Bulls, currently with the Hornets. Taj, speaking of the Bulls, how good was Derrick Rose during his prime years?
Hey, that's my man. That's my boy, man. He's in Chicago right now. That's the one. He's the true one, man. If you really think about the dynamic of Chicago, of so many great players, and really think about Derrick Rose, the player he was, the Isaiah Thomases, man, I had a special time to play in Chicago. I was playing with some really special people.
Do we lose Taj?
Yes.
Oh, we got you. You're still on. Taj, switching gears, you played in Oklahoma City for about half a season, so spent some time there. 2016-2017 season. At that point, did you foresee that organization building to what they are now?
Yeah, it was first class. From the moment I got there, from the moment we flew in on a private plane, me and Doug McDermott, it was first class. Each and every day, even during what would I say? Even during the free agency, when I had the chance to go back, and I ended up going with Thibs in Minnesota, it was so hard for me to do that because Sam Presti's he's an awesome dude, but he's even awesome guy that we've been worked for. The organization is first class. One of the first things you do when you land, they take you to the monument from the Oklahoma City bombing. They let you know the background and the whole history of the city, top down, from law enforcement area. From soon I got there, it was first class. And then you look at the facilities and how they pamper to their players. It's a bright thing to see because that town and that whole city deserves that.
Taj, we appreciate you joining us on the Bettor Angle. 18-year NBA vet Taj Gibson with the Charlotte Hornets. I know you're going to be watching this Game 6 between the Pacers and the Knicks tonight. And just before you get off the phone, man, just got to let you know the dunk that you had against Dwayne Wade in the Bulls Heat series, that was chef's kiss, man. Chef's kiss dunk and move by you on that one.
Appreciate that, brother. I tell you again, that came from Thibs giving that pep talk of, you got to be able to go in there. You got to fight Haslam. And that's the same conversation I'm guaranteeing they're having in that locker room tonight. I'm guaranteeing you, he's telling Deuce McBride, you have to shut down T.J. McConnell.
So if the Knicks win tonight, we need to replay this sound right now, this interview with
If
Taj.
T.J. McConnell gets shut down tonight, we'll be playing that too.
All right, Taj, thanks again for your time, man.
Appreciate you. All right, guys.
That was awesome. Taj Gibson.
That got me ready to play ball.
Right?
That was great.
I'm betting the Knicks now. So.
I mean, I kind of want a Tom Thibodeau pregame speech. I wish I could be a fly on the wall in that locker room.
Everything I said in hour number one, I'm doubling back. I'm not going. I'm reverting.
We're done.
I'm reverting. No,
I'm
going this side.
Buy out of your Pacers
Gibson.
-9 bet. Figure out a way to get out of that one.